tune into One Home and Creating Flavours crossover. I'm going to cook Mirka fish with shuttkara fruit with my 28cm Eaziglide 2 frying pan, super non-stick frying pan with a super delicacy fish curry dish boona all in one frying. Let's get this started and stay tuned to this crossover. First of all guys, you need to cut your fish. Medium slices will be fine because it's going to be a boona. Gonna add, this is the Mirka fish as you see, and it was all cleaned up, skinned off and into medium pieces. Now first we're gonna add some ingredients in. I'm gonna add some chili powder. That's half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, yellow orange. I'm using the extra hot chili powder. If you do like it mild, you don't have to use any. If you do like it hot like me, do use it. Now we're gonna get in nice and grubby and mix it all up. So dig in, give it a good mix, spread it all around so all the chili powder and everything mixes in with the fish itself. Sorry about this, I'm holding it onto the dish so it doesn't move about. So as you can see, the fish is infusing with the chili and the turmeric, going like a golden reddish orangey finish. A lot of colours, but that's all you need to do. First of all, I need to preheat my 28cm Eaziglide 2 frying pan. It needs to be slightly hot. It's been on there about a few seconds. I can see already it's hot. So this has aluminium, hard anodized non-stick with a steel bottom here. So it's got that kind of steel bottom that will work on any hob. The handles don't get hot on these, so you don't have to worry about the handles getting hot. So it only takes about 10-15 seconds to get hot. As you can see, I'm just tapping on it to see how hot it is. While it's on a good temperature, we're going to add the fish in. Lower the gas slightly. Add 2 tablespoons of oil. So gas mark 3 will be absolutely fine. Let it spread all the way around on the frying so it covers the whole frying pan itself. So I'm using olive oil here. You can use any oil if you do like to. It's all up to you. This is getting nice and hot. Now, when it's nice and hot, we're going to add the fish in. So drop in the fish. So be careful, oil just flux. We're going to sear the bottom and the top so the oil and everything infuses with the fish. So light it down slightly so all the turmeric powder and the chili powder infuses with it. And we just want to lightly sear the fish. So it's going to be pretty easy, pretty quick guys. It's going to take about 7-8 minutes. Every about 2 or 3 minutes, turn it around so it sears each side of the fish. So top side, bottom side, whichever. Turn it over when you're ready to turn it over. But maximum 8 minutes should let it sear all the way through. The fish is going to be portion wise. 5 to 6 people will be fine. If you've got a big appetite, you may need more. If you've got someone who's a small appetite, you may need less. So this will be fine for 4 to 5 people. It's been on there at least about 3 or 4 minutes, and I can see already the handle is not getting hot. And the only place I can see it's quite warm is around here. This hollow handle has made it quite effective. It's bolstered on, so you don't have to worry about breaking or anything off. But to the tip, it's cold as a cucumber, so you can hold it easily, you won't burn your hand. And it's been frying quite nice and easily. I can see it smoking out. Hope you can see it in the camera as well. And I can see the flavour and the smell coming out as well. Now all you need to do after the 3 minutes or 2 minutes, whichever it is for you, just give it a little turn. So get a spatula, give it a twist so it basically cooks the other side as well. So we want to turn all the fishes, so we want both sides to cook. As you can see, the chili powder and the turmeric powder is going to infuse with the oil, and the oil is going to go like yellowy finish to it. That's absolutely fine. And as you can see the charredness to it, so that is, it just shows it is cooking well. So turn it all over and let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. have to say the pan is very hot. It hasn't taken very long. Within a few minutes it's hot, where it's very dangerous to touch by hand. So I have to say it's a pretty good pan. Nothing sticking there, easy to maneuver. All the fish, when you twist it, just nothing sticking on it. Twisting it around, moving it is very easy. I have to say it's pretty good so far, but let's carry on cooking and see how it does later. As it's cooking, give it a good shake, and as you can see the non-stick is pretty good on there. Everything's moving, nothing's sticking on it. This is made by Imperial, company who makes British company who makes frying pans and the kitchen utensils, and so far it's been very good non-stick. And you can see all the serrations. It's not a smooth finished frying pan, it's got a lot of serrations on it, and you can see the white dots. It basically lifts all the oil, and what you're cooking gives it a nice finish to it. So we should be nearly done. After a few minutes, give it another turn to see how it's doing, and as you can see it's quite nicely charred, because I'm putting quite a fishes on there. You can see it's easy to maneuver, but I've got quite a few on there. The fish is quite delicate, the milk of fish, so do be careful you don't break it, but it's not going to make a massive difference. Give it a nice turn so all the sides and everything's cooked thoroughly and charred. Then we're going to put this in a casserole and make it into a buna, make it into more of a curry than a fried fish. So we'll be done. It's going to be about 8 or 9 minutes already now, so we're going to finish off, and then the review of the frying pan will be ending. Give it a slight burst of gas so everything basically cooks quite thoroughly, and as you can see the non-stick is working really well. Got a little bit of oil left, and I have to say the handle is just gone hot up to here. After that level it's pretty cool, so you don't have to use gloves. It's going to be at least about 10 minutes. In the camera it may be lower, but at least 10 minutes where I have to say don't have to use gloves. It's safe enough to use your hand, so I definitely recommend it if you're doing quite a long period of cooking. You don't have to worry about using the gloves. After it's all done cooking, I'm going to put it back into the bowl, and as you can see it just slides off. That is easy as that. The frying pan is super non-stick. You don't have to use a spatula, and you can just slide off with anything. So let's see how easy it is to clean. Well, they say this is super easy to clean, so I'm just going to use a tissue to give it a good wipe. Damn, the oil is coming off. Gotta say, no oil residue left. It's lying in the middle and it's all coming off. While it's warm, it's best to clean it with a tissue or soapy water when it's cooled down. So I have to say the pan's still hot, but as you can see it's super clean. Nothing will stick to it. Yeah, I have to say it's great finish to it. You can see no oil residue, no burnt on food left on there. Super non-stick. Is one of the best I've tried so far. I have to say it's pretty good. So this is the 28cm. I'll leave the details in the description. The handles don't seem to get hot. This is a pan that will work all hobs, induction, halogen, ceramic and everything. So if you have enjoyed this, please carry on watching. But if you do want to end it here, because I'm ending the review of the frying pan here, I'm going to be carrying on doing the cooking. If you do want to stay tuned and watch the cooking, please stay tuned and carry on watch the cooking. Let's go. Now you need a casserole. I'm using a cast iron one. You can use a steel, aluminium, non-stick. It's all up to you. Wouldn't make a massive difference. So put it on gas mark 2 will be fine. If you do want to put it on the higher, and because I'm using a cast iron one, I'm putting it on gas mark 4 to let it heat up very quick. So gas on induction, these will heat up pretty quick. I'm going to add some oil in. I'm going to use 4 to 5 tablespoons of oil. Any oil is fine, but I used olive oil because that's the best one. I believe it's quite healthier than anything else, and the oil will spread all the way through. Now I'm going to add, while the oil is getting hot, half a tablespoon of garlic paste. Drop it in. Give it a nice stir so it spreads with the oil. Now we're going to add 5 to 6 tablespoons of onion. I'm using onion paste. If you do want to make it, just use a blender. If you do want to put it in sliced, it's up to you, but it's going to take longer to cook. So paste is the best option. It will be the quickest way. After a minute or so, I'm adding half a teaspoon of salt. Drop it all in, give it a good mix so it fuses with the ginger, garlic, onion and all that. Give it a good stir. Now it's time to add the masalas, and so it's going to give it a nice vibrant taste and flavour to it. You can smell it through the camera. So let's add these half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. You can see the orange, and hopefully you can smell it as well. I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoon of chili powder. Again, this is extra hot. If you do like it this hot, add more. If you don't add any. It's all up to your own taste. Teaspoon of jeera powder. That one is maybe a bit more vibrant. It's got more nuttiness to it. It's going to come out so you can feel the flavour already. Teaspoon of coriander powder, also known as dhania powder. You can see all the flavouring and everything looking like an explosion that has happened. Now we're going to add half a teaspoon of curry powder. Add it in. Get your spoon or a spatula. Give it a good stir so it mixes in and everything. Now it's going to go like squeegee. It's going to look molten. Explodes of flavour. I've got a black nose today, but if you don't have it, you can smell it straight away. It's coming right at you. The flavouring, the atmosphere, the smoke and everything is really good. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of water so everything doesn't burn, it doesn't stick to the pan. If you've got a non-stick pan, it will be a lot more useful, but if you're using a cast iron pan, it's absolutely fine. Give it a stir. That is the brothel. We're going to add more water if we do need to later stage. So we're going to put the lid back on and leave it for 5 minutes. So basically all the curry flavouring infuses with each other. Using the shatkara, it's a bitter fruit or vegetable. I'm going to give it cut into a slice and pop that into a curry. So just get a knife and give it in small chops. Take the seed out and everything, guys. So this is going to be very bitter. So you want it to be small dices, you don't want it to be very big. And if you do like bitter stuff, you would use quite a few more. If you don't, use less. So give it small chops, adding it in. They will basically give it a bit more bitterness to the curry, and it's going to add the flavour, infuse the flavour with all the other things, so it's going to combine it. You can buy this from any supermarket or any store. So I'm using at least quarter of it, nearly half of that, and I'm going to drop it into a curry. This is going to be very nice, very fragrancy, great for the soul, great for the curry itself. And guys, don't forget to keep an eye on the curry. Give it a stir so it doesn't burn. And we want it to go a bit more sludgy, more tendery. If you see oil sipping up a bit, that is the optimum time to put the vegetable in the shatkara. But still a few minutes to go. Keep an eye on it. After 2 or 3 minutes, should be all done. Now we're going to add the bitter fruit, shatkara, drop it all in. Clean it, give it a good clean because it can be kind of dirty on top but great inside. So we're going to drop it all in. This is going to be a handful, so as I said, use the whole amount if you do like your bilter. If you don't, use less because it's not going to melt into the curry, it's going to stay solid, and you're going to basically give it to people who do like that, because this is going to be quite a spicy finish to it. It's not going to be mild, it's going to be kind of a little bit of bitterness, quite a good amount of spiciness and flavourful fish all in there. I'm going to put the shatkara in there for 3-4 minutes so it infuses with the curry paste and the brothel itself. After it's all done, as you can see, it's all squidgy, the vegetable is gone, all soft. I think now we're going to drop into the fish. So we're going to put it all in, slide it in, and let it infuse with the curry. This is going to be, it's not going to be very thin, it's going to be quite a thick dish, popular with all Asian families and everything. You probably won't find this type of curry in the restaurants or anything, so if you do want to make it at home, you've never made it, you can do, and it's going to give you a taste you haven't had before. I'm going to add some water. I'm going to add 1 cup of water so it doesn't burn and everything, and we want it to slowly cook. We're going to put the gas down to gas mark 2, let it slowly cook so everything, all the flavouring, everything infuses with each other. Add more if you do need to add more, so we don't want anything to burn. 1 cup will be fine, because I'm using quite a lot, few more. I'm going to add about 2 cups of water, because we want the broth to cover the fish and everything, and we want it to slowly cook. Always have a little bit of taste, see how it's going, if it's too bitter, if it's too sweet, if it's too whichever you like. Add more if you do need to add more salt, add more shakara, add more flavouring if you do need to. Put the lid back on for 5 or 6 minutes. Keep an eye on it. We want it to be infusing and very tender. I'm going to add some bird's eye chili, because as you know me, I love my curry very spicy and hot. I'm adding about 5 or 6 bird's eye chili, whole ones, and that should basically help it infuse. It's going to take about 5 minutes more. After you're done, add a little bit of coriander to make it look nice and plate it up. So put the lid back on. After all you're done, you can see the vibrancy and the flavors, the chili and everything has been infusing with the fish, milk fish curry here with shakara and all the other flavors. Hope you have enjoyed this crossover from One Home and Creating Flavours. If you have enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and I hope to see you in both channels. Please subscribe if you do like what you're seeing and the reviews and everything. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Goodbye and good night, and hope to see you again. Bye bye everybody, bye.